Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, back-to-back videos. I know, back-to-back daily videos. This will not be a thing on the channel. It should be weekly, depending on how the NBA playoffs play out. So, Josh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 games to break down here for the round 1 of the NBA playoffs. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, I am.
All right, so our first game, we're gonna have the Miami Heat going up against the Atlanta Hawks.
All right, so Miami, we said just
And we are in and we okay, so we are in Miami. So I'll break it down for you. So we are in Miami, which means we have we have a desert with a pink sun set, and the Heat are fire elementals, and then the Atlanta Hawks were just Hawks.
all right.
So we have
So
Hawks going up against fire elementals in a des in a yeah in Miami, which was a desert with a pink sunset.
all right, so I think in the first quarter of it, I mean the
Well, actually,
fire
we're not
elemental.
going to do we're not going to do quarters. We're just going to do games because the way NBA does it, it's a best of 7. So we're just going to do
Oh,
games, not quarters. It's a best
all
of
right.
7
Oh, we're
games.
doing NBA. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. This is NBA. Yeah.
All right. So I
So
think
it's a best of 7
uh
games.
I feel like at the start the elementals are gonna be taking out a lot of those hawks, but as you know, hot air rises. So therefore, the
Of course.
wind is gonna be making the uh hawks move even faster than before.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
so that will allow the hawks to start taking up the upper hand. Eventually,
Okay.
all that, all that I'm using all that heat is gonna burn them out, and they're gonna get really tired.
Oh.
The heat, I mean, the
Of
fire
course, of course.
elementals.
But we are in a
So
desert, so that will that help them?
that
Because we
is
are in our
true.
home field in the desert.
That is true. So that active heat, like from the desert itself, is gonna tire out the hawks, and they're gonna have to lie down and sip some water. And as you know,
Okay.
water
They're gonna have to
is
find an oasis somewhere.
direct
Wait, is it an
uh
oasis, or are we talking about are the Hawks seeing a mirage? Maybe.
no, 'cause it's a pink sunset.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
so
okay, okay.
therefore it has water usually, I think. I don't know if that's even half true. But it as you
Okay.
know, as you know,
Yes, of course. I know. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
as you know, water is a direct, fighting thing to fire or heat.
Right.
So
Right. Right. Right.
the
Right.
birds
Right.
are
Of
gonna
course.
like
Hawk
spit
can
out the
shoot.
water
Yes.
at the fire elementals, and in the
Of
end,
course.
the hawks are gonna win.
The Hawks are gonna win our first match of the our first match today. So that is Josh's. Also, I have to mention Josh does have a 1-0 record in predictions, so he is undefeated currently. We'll see how that goes. He's pitching the Hawks in the first match. We then have the Philadelphia 76ers and the Toronto Raptors. The 76ers will be at their home, so give me 1 second. So we have the town from Rocky, and we have the town from Rocky and Philadelphia. We have the town from Where the frick is Philadelphia? There it is. The town from Rocky and a human. Okay, and a dog cat human hybrid. We have the town from Rocky and a dog cat human hybrid, and then the Toronto Raptors uh, our bird is a Microraptor from Ark Survival Evolved. Do you need me to break that down again?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we're in the town. We're in the town from the movie Rocky. Okay, and
Yep.
then we have a dog cat human hybrid on one side, and on the other side is a Microraptor from Ark Survival Evolved.
So
I should
these
mention there are 5 on each side.
all right. So the dog cat human hybrid furry things.
Does that change the Philadelphia sorry, I'm sorry, but does that change the Atlanta Heat match? Does that change the Hawks Heat match if we said there are 5 on each side, or are they still the? That's still the same.
No, it's still the same.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Sorry. All right, continue.
All right. So, at the start, I mean, the human hybrids, they're pretty tall, probably. I don't know.
Yes.
But because of that, they're gonna be able to take down a lot of uh, those tiny microraptors. But
Okay.
and honestly, I don't think the microraptors can really even do anything because they're in like fursuits, you know? They're gonna try tearing at it, but it's gonna be fabric, so it's gonna take a while to actually get to the actual skin.
Okay. Okay.
So I think that in the end, the human hybrids are gonna win.
Okay. So it.
Just
Oh.
flat out destroy.
Oh. Okay. So in the end, it's the Philadelphia 76ers winning.
Yeah.
Atlanta Hawks, Philadelphia 76ers. Sorry, I'm writing this down so I know the answers. Okay. Now we have the match between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Chicago Bulls. Now this match is going to be. Now this is in Milwaukee, so this is in Wisconsin, which you said was Minnesota with more cheese. And then it's Bulls versus deer, buck deer in in Minnesota with more cheese.
All right. So Bulls versus who again?
Bulls versus Bucks.
All right. So Bulls, they are very sturdy. They're probably the hardest thing to fight out of like anything or compared to elks. So or
Of course.
bucks. So that with pure body mass, they're gonna be able to take down most of the bucks. But in the end, they are also very heavy, so they're gonna be very tired after all that fighting. And I think bucks for the most part probably have more stamina than
Okay.
bisons
Okay.
or bulls.
Okay.
So
So you think it's gonna come down to a really close series, and you think that the Bucks are
yeah, yeah,
gonna
yeah.
win it?
It's gonna be very close, and in the end, just because of
The
pure
Bucks will be victorious.
yeah, just because of pure what you call it,
Yeah. Milwaukee Bucks.
endurance. That's the word.
Of course. Okay. Our next teams are the Boston Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets.
All right.
And this is in, I believe, Boston, right? Yeah. So this is in Boston, which we said is just Chicago. So so Chicago. So we have versus Brooklyn. Yeah. Okay. So we have a Leprechaun versus Living Nets.
All right. Uh.
Yeah.
So leprechauns. Now we all remember back in elementary school when
Of
we would
course.
build traps for leprechauns on
Of
leprechaun
course,
boards.
because it wasn't only because it wasn't. Of course, yeah, because everyone does that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Right,
every single time, those leprechauns got away. Every single time.
right, right,
So
right.
I feel like nets are basically traps, or they are traps.
Oh,
So they're
ooh,
gonna be able to
okay,
just weave in and out of these traps and
right,
easily rip them apart. These
okay,
leprechauns, that is.
okay. So we think it's gonna be the Celtics.
Yes. Yes.
Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics. Okay, so now our next teams are the Phoenix Suns and the New Orleans Pelicans. Okay, so it is taking place in Phoenix. So, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I have a massive cheat sheet here that helps us with this. So the Phoenix Suns. This is Florida but warmer, and it's Suns versus Pelicans.
Suns.
So we're in Florida, but warmer. Suns versus Pelicans.
Okay, so the Suns, they have a lot on their side because they're literally suns and it's in a warm place. So honestly, I don't think it's even that much of a battle. I think no matter what happens, the Suns are
Phoenix
gonna win.
Suns.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Our next matchup will be the Dallas Mavericks and the Utah Jazz. And that will be in, I believe, Dallas. Let me check again. Yes, that'll be in Dallas. So that'll be Texas, jazz musicians versus Chads.
All right. So jazz musicians.
In
So
Texas, jazz musicians versus Chads.
all right.
Chads. There we go.
Yeah, Chads. I mean, Chads are pretty strong. Very strong
Of course,
people.
everyone knows this.
But jazz musicians. Now, they're not just singers. There's lots of also people with like trumpets, with basses, and if you ever seen
Mm-hmm.
a upright bass, they're gigantic. You get a strong enough person to lift it and use that to really bash in skulls, you know?
Right,
But
yeah.
there's not sadly there's not really many strong jazz players.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen a Chad jazz player? No, I don't think so.
No, I've never seen that.
So I think at the start, uh, the jazz players are gonna be able to take down a lot of Chads because they have weapons. But
Like you said, there are only 5 on each side.
yeah. So they're probably gonna be able to take down like 2 Chads versus
Okay.
1 Jazz.
Okay.
But eventually, the bass player is gonna go down.
Yeah.
Go down swinging, of course, but still go down. And
Of
the
course.
strongest of the Chad, the chattiest of the Chad, is gonna
Yeah.
pick up the upright bass like a mace and
Yeah.
bass like a mace.
The
Anyways,
bass mace.
yes, they're gonna pick it up and just demolish the defense of the Jazz players and
All right.
easily overpower them,
All right. So
allowing
we're
the Chads to win.
the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, so 1 second. Let me write this down because I will forget. Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks. Okay. Next up, we have the matchup between the Golden State Warriors and the Denver Nuggets. So that is in California. So that will be desert.
All right.
That's a desert. Warriors versus humanoid chicken nuggets.
All right. So
Warriors versus humanoid chicken nuggets.
They use up
In a desert.
lot and a lot of carbs and energy.
Right.
So they're pretty hungry.
Mhm.
So they're gonna be eating up a lot of those chicken nuggets like
Right.
crazy. But
Right.
little did they know, humanoid chicken nuggets, they aren't very healthy for you. They're gonna get frickin' like they're gonna get diarrhea, they're gonna get food poisoning probably.
Of course.
And these are, keep in mind, humanoid chicken nuggets, so they're pretty
massive.
big, so they're not gonna be able to eat up a lot
All
of
of
the
it.
chicken nugget. There's still gonna be some left over. So through frickin' food poisoning, they're gonna be able to the chicken nuggets are gonna be able to take down at least 4 of the warriors after losing maybe like 2 chicken nuggets.
Okay, so
And then the rest of them are just gonna, beat up the last one to a pulp.
Denver
without
Nuggets.
food poison. So yeah,
The Denver Nuggets will win that one. I'm surprised the desert didn't come into play there. Anyway. So we have our next match is the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, this is in Memphis, so that would mean that we're in Chicago at night, and it is Grizzly Bears versus Timberwolves 5 on each side. And we were in
All right.
Chicago at night.
So, grizzly bears, I don't imagine grizzly bears being able to see well at night. Like,
I don't
know
know
they're
if they can or
animals,
not.
but
I'm not gonna.
when I think of night seeing animals, I think of timber wolves because they always howl at the moon. I don't hear
Right.
grizzly bears howling at the moon, so they obviously are sleeping at
Right.
night.
Right.
So
Right.
I think the timber wolves are going to be able to silently take out like 3 of the grizzly bears, even with them being very much larger. But by pure luck,
Alright.
the grizzly bears are also going to be able to take down like 2 timber wolves. So it's
Of
going to be a
course.
pretty
Of
close
course. Because I
tie.
said they're very strong. They're very
Yeah,
strong.
yeah, yeah. But unfortunately, grizzly bears, you know, they hibernate. They get tired pretty easily. So
Okay.
I think the Timberwolves will probably have more endurance when it comes to like the final bits of this battle, and are gonna
So we
overpower
so
the
we are
tired
thinking
grizzly
it.
bears.
So
in
we
the
think
end.
it'll be the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yes.
Minnesota Timberwolves. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, the predictions are the Atlanta Hawks, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Boston Celtics, the Phoenix Suns, the Dallas Mavericks, the Denver Nuggets, and the Minnesota Timberwolves for your first round of the NBA playoffs. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, that is our predictions for the first round of the NBA playoffs. We'll be back for the second round whenever that starts. The NBA is really weird because it either takes a long time or it doesn't. So we'll be back whenever the second round starts. And yeah, we'll see you guys then. Peace.